This week's celebrity, you know, we do it every Friday, is a celebrity entrepreneur. He's an investor in Facebook, Snapchat, Venmo, and Uber. What, you talk about a big four, Rob.
I got some ideas for him if he's got the cash.
Real talk. All right, it's Gary Vaynerchuk. He's also a 5-time best-selling author. There's nothing really this guy doesn't do, and a huge sports fan. We're going to get to that, too. Gary, welcome to The Odd Couple.
What's happening?
What's up, my guys? Thank you so much for having me.
Hey, we're excited to talk with you, and everybody calls you Gary V. You can follow him on Twitter at Gary V, V-E-E. Gary, as I mentioned, you're a celebrity entrepreneur, just an entrepreneur. And why don't you give us briefly, you've had a really interesting story. Tell us briefly from growing up, I believe, in Queens, how you kind of rose to this great entrepreneur.
So I was in Rego Park in Queens, and then I was born in Russia in the former Soviet Union, then came to Queens, then really grew up in Edison, New Jersey, where I was slinging lemonade, washing cars, like long before entrepreneurship was cool like it is now on social media. Like when it was all about school and getting jobs, I went completely the other way. And I'm 43, so I grew up during the huge explosion of baseball cards and sports cards. And when I was 12, 13, I was making $3,000, $4,000 a weekend selling sports cards. And so entrepreneur from the get, got involved in my dad's liquor store when I was a kid and launched one of the first e-commerce wine businesses in America back in 1996, and then blew up on YouTube and Twitter, invested, started a media company with my brother, started a sports agency with my brother. I'm on my way to buying the New York Jets, guys. I'm going to win 7 Super Bowls and call it a day.
Well, I don't know if they keep hiring the coaches that they hire. I don't know if they're going to be winning anything. What do you think about the Jets?
Put this on the record. I'm glad I'm on sports radio, not just some other business talk. This Gase hire is going to be much more Pete Carroll in Seattle and Bill Belichick in New England. This is going to be the hire. I am on the record. And you are not talking to an optimistic Jets fan. If you go on YouTube and search Mark Sanchez draft, you'll see me booing. I'm not colored glasses. I'm educated.
But Gary,
go ahead.
Gary, though, help me out. Based off of what you saw in Miami, I'm sorry, based off of what? What did you see?
Based off of the fact that if you look at what he's done in 3 years in Miami, first of all, Tannehill was hurt an enormous amount of time. Plus, I just don't think Ryan's that good of a quarterback, whether it's Brock or Cutler, whether he's on his third center this year or when he loses his right guard. Like, if you really carefully look at what the Dolphins did over the last 3 years with their injury situation. You guys know this. Most fans are surface level. They look at the final record, and that's the punchline. They don't look at the actual injuries. They don't look at the schedule. They don't look at the variables on the fact that he had trash at quarterback, which is the reality of this league.
So, but him having trash, how do you know that if he had a good quarterback, it will work out? That's what I don't understand, because people just automatically assume.
My man, John Kitna's best season, Gase. Like Brock Osweiler this year. Like I watched that. I watch football. I watch every Jets game. They're in my division. Steve Ross is my business partner. I hate the Dolphins, which is why I'm glad Gase is gone from there. And it didn't work out. And when he combines with Darnold and the rest of the cap money and the picks, like my man, I'm telling you, this is going to go down. Off of what? Off of the fact that Kitna, and off of the fact that Brock Osweiler, and off of the fact that Jay Cutler. Like this guy's got data. This guy's got data. I don't know. Like, that's it.
Time will tell. I have heard some people in the NFL say a similar thing to what you're saying, Gary V. So we'll see. We'll see how it plays out. You are a big,
Chris, real quick. I know you got a question, but I just want to go there because I got love for you. You know that because your depth of knowledge in the NBA, when there were transactions, trades, coaching hires, that you were sitting with more and better data than other people, which meant that you had a different hot take than others. Correct or not?
No, you're right. But I mean, like I said, I think Gase, I mean, obviously he didn't do well in Miami, but like you said, there are reasons for that. He has had success with quarterbacks in the past. We'll see. I mean, I hope it works out for you just because. Yeah, I think Darnold is the real deal or has the potential to be the real deal. So we'll see if Gase can work it out with him. But let's get to basketball because you brought it up. You're a huge Knicks fan, which is tough. And you're 43. You said it. So you're of the era where sneakers are huge. But you're such a Knicks fan that you have never, ever worn a pair of Air Jordans?
That is correct. I hate Michael Jordan more than any human being on earth, including Tom Brady.
Wow.
That's the truth.
Now, but you were really little. You were a young guy when he was destroying the Knicks.
No, I wasn't. I was in high school. Those prime years, like when Xavier McDaniel got traded over, and I thought now we had all the pieces. Those are sophomore, junior, senior year of high school. Those are the years that really matter. That's like when it's your life. There is no other variable. So, yeah, man. I mean, that's exactly
I'll give you
true,
credit. Because Rob doesn't like LeBron, but he wears LeBron sneakers.
I don't dislike LeBron. I just don't think he's the greatest. I have on a pair of Jordans right now, and Gary V, this is my only problem with this. As a guy, both Chris and I both covered the Knicks. He covered for the New York Times. I covered for the Daily News. We both were there. We covered. I covered Michael Jordan. I was in Cleveland when he made that great shot over Craig Elo. All of it. And I remember the New York fans, they wanted Michael Jordan to score 50 points, but they wanted the Knicks to win the game. And that was the way Knicks fans. I'm just saying. That is exactly. I never saw people not want to see him.
That's how we rolled in Rego Park.
I wanted Michael Jordan's leg to fall off and never walk again. That's a real fan. Listen, Michael Jordan, you're talking about fake fans, and you're talking about Bulls fans that were there. Like the reality, and you're talking about insecure people that live in New York and New Jersey who rooted for the Bulls because they were winning, because in real life that human wasn't a winner, so they needed the winning team to make them feel better.
I get that. A lot of people do that. But
by the way, if you're born in New York and you root for the Warriors, you're a loser.
It's the Odd Couple. We are joined by celebrity entrepreneur Gary V. We're having a lot of fun with him. All right, let me ask you this, Gary. Do you hate Jordan so much that you don't think he's the GOAT?
That's a great question.
No, let me hear this, and this will tell you whether you're a basketball aficionado or not.
I'll tell you this, and I think you guys will appreciate this. I'm going to answer the truth. I think the GOAT debate's real tricky because my intuition tells me that I would think Wilt Chamberlain was the GOAT or Bill. Like, eras matter, right? Eras matter. So, look, he's a certain type of player. Him and Kobe share a cloth. It depends on what you like. The answer is, I really deep down think LeBron's better.
How can a guy who lost six?
He doesn't have
he lost
the resume
6 championships. It doesn't even make any sense. Gary V. I call him the FFOAT. FFOAT. Finals failure of all time. He's lost more finals than any other previous MVP guy.
My guy, if you know basketball, and I know you do, and you think about who Michael Jordan got to play in his finals versus who LeBron's gotten to play, that's an important. Listen, let's take all emotion and radio talk out of the equation. Like, please give LeBron the Utah Jazz and the Sonics. Please give LeBron Sean Kemp and Gary Payton. Please.
Well,
that matters.
Both Rob,
that matters. Like people talk about Scotty or D-Wade or who you play matters. And
both Rob and I think LeBron's number 2. So we give him love.
And listen, I get it. And listen, you might be right. Here's the thing. It's not over.
Yeah, but he's got to do it. Look, here you mentioned who Jordan beat in the finals, and I give you that. The arguments for LeBron is the GOAT. The arguments for LeBron are he had to go through super teams, which he lost to a lot of super teams, and his longevity. However, even when he had the super team in Miami, they only won 2 out of 4. They lost to an old San Antonio team, and then that Dallas team only had Dirk. J. Kidd was old by then.
Listen, I respect that, and I think that's the logical, unemotional, variable answer to the question. I agree. Here's the thing. It's not over. It's just not over.
Right, but
LeBron picks up. If LeBron picks up 2 more before it's all said and done, things get real interesting real fast in this conversation.
Nah, I feel you. We'll see, but I don't think he can pass Jordan.
And here's the thing with LeBron. At the end of the day, It's LeBron's 360 nature of passing and boarding and unselfishness and some level of Listen, America, winners, like, if you're talking about assassins, this is where Kobe and Jordan had that thing because they had that 1 year that was willing to take every single shot, period, to make it happen. And LeBron doesn't have that. And so, like, LeBron's getting a little bit more interesting, though. He's evolved. He's a different cat. LeBron's the greatest all time off the field and on the field, right? So, like, that human aspect of LeBron, listen, the people listening right now, they don't have a good read of a lot of these guys' actual human beings. The media protects a lot of these athletes, and definitely during Jordan's era. LeBron is so much disproportionately a better human being than Michael Jordan, it's not even laughable.
What do you
real quick, Chris.
Go ahead.
So because of that, that was actually Jordan's edge, right? So, but LeBron's getting a little sneaky here, talking a little more trash. I'm the greatest.
Right.
Like, I'm just like, if his body doesn't break down and he keeps building on this chip on his shoulder and he gets a little more nasty next year and the following year, it could get a little interesting.
Well, we're going to watch you. We're going to mark you on two things, and we'll get you back on the show. Adam Gase, how he does with the Jets,
yes,
and LeBron, does he lead these Lakers to a championship? We got 30 seconds left, Gary V. What do you think of, you mentioned LeBron off the court. As a real entrepreneur who knows this stuff, what do you think about all that he does off the court?
I think that he picked a real great best friend named Maverick Carter, and those two have evolved in an extremely impressive way.
Yep. All right. That says it all. Gary V, man, great stuff. You do know your sports. You do know your sports.
Chris, you don't even know. You guys don't even know. I'll come back. Let's really go deep.
When the Jets win 35% of their games over the next 3 years, we're gonna get you back on the show.
Let me back on to tell you why Scottie Pippen's the most overrated athlete of all time.
All right, we'll do that. All right.
All right, Gary V.
Yes,
We appreciate it.